Well, hi, everyone. I know I don't look like Peggy Kelly. This is Bob Allen, but evidently Peggy had some dental emergencies today. And since we were scheduled to do a Good Morning Santa Paula City update, today we have Carlos Juarez, Mayor of City of Santa Paula, as our guest to talk about a few things. So, Carlos, welcome aboard.
Bob Allen, thank you very much. Sure miss Peggy, but she'll be around the next time. And good morning, Santa Paula.
Yeah, no. Peg is she's a mainstay, but I think getting information out to the community is still the single most important part. So, for all intents and purposes, we had something nice come up. You came up with a 2-year budget. You want to tell the community about that?
I sure will. Well, usually the city of Santa Paula has a 1-year budget, and it's kind of a challenge because there's so much that has to happen in that time frame to make sure that it gets done and it's a balanced budget. This was probably a little more challenging because now you're not only looking into the short range goals, but also the long range goals of 2 years. The good thing is that Mr. Singer, our city manager, he has actually done 2-year budgets with other cities. So even though our staff may have not been used to performing or getting one done, he was. And so he kept everybody on task. And it was just a tremendous effort that everybody did over the last few weeks, which included, budget workshops. And in those budget workshops, they actually talked about things like our data, demographics, and trends, and our budget, and of course the American Response Plan. So there was just so much to do, and it got accomplished. And the deadline for it is about July, 1st of July each year. And so we were a week early, and we came up with a balanced budget.
And basically, the most important thing is that you've gone to a 2-year, always having only had a 1-year budget in the past.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and interestingly enough, just for the public's information, Andy asked a really good question. Andy Sobel, Councilmember Sobel, said, if since it's a 2-year budget, can you explain a little bit? Like, do you not see us for 2 years? And of course, there was some. Oh no, there's a lot of things that can happen. In fact, Christy Ramirez, our finance director, said no, there will be quarterly updates so that in case there's any changes or trends or overages or under deficiencies, we can address them. And then as Peter said, in a 1-year budget, you'd have a mid-year budget. Well, this is going to be a midterm review when they do it next year to see where we are and get a status report to make some changes or add some things.
Sure. Long-range planning is always good. Also we're coming up near the July 4th, so we certainly have the one important thing that we really have to talk about, and that's the fireworks. So maybe you can, share with the community what the general population is being asked not to do and what the city is going to provide as a fireworks display on July 4th.
Will do, Bob. Thank you so much. It's always a concern every year, and it has been, because fireworks are illegal in Santa Paula. They are illegal in Santa Paula, and you're not supposed to use them. But every year, it seems like they get bigger and louder, and several things happen. One, we're entering fire season. We're probably on the verge of a drought, and so the conditions are really, really prime for just a fire. In fact, today there's a fire near Peck and the riverbed. So all it takes is for one errant firework to go wrong and a gust of wind or, just dry brush, and we could just have something terrible. So last year, the chief of police put out a revised ordinance for fireworks in Santa Paula. There's always been one, but this one has a little more bite to it. In other words, there's going to be, maybe higher fines and restrictions. And it's just really it's important for the public to know that they're illegal, but they're also dangerous. So, and then the other thing that the unintended consequence is, of course, those folks with animals and pets and whatever, they are so traumatized. Every year, it seems like some animals, run away from home and they get lost, and some have actually, passed away because of the fireworks. So please, be mindful of your neighbors, be mindful of your neighbors' pets. And if you want to celebrate, there's all sorts of ways you could do it. Now that we're open and out of COVID, there's things you can go do. You can go out in public, you can go eat, you can, go to the beach. But on Independence Day on Sunday, July 4th, each year, except for last year, Rotary and the city of Santa Paula has put together a fireworks demonstration, and it's going to happen at Harding Park which is in the 1400 block of East Harvard, on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And I'm sure people will start lining up probably about 6 or 7 o'clock.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's something I remember as a kid going to Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York every Tuesday, because out in the ocean, they always had the fireworks. Okay. Naturally, we always had a Nathan's hot dog, to go along with it. But that was always good. Anyway, evidently, we're in a complete change of scenario now with the reopening of our cities. Okay. Can you share with everyone what this reopening is doing and how Santa Paula is reacting to it?
Well, as you know, the vaccinations initially were limited to certain age groups and certain people that were compromised. And then as the restrictions eased and the availability of vaccinations increased, they started to lower that age group, and then it lowered it more. And now it's actually open to everybody from, young people to older people. But unfortunately, what's happening is there are some people that aren't getting vaccinated. I hope it's not that they don't have the means to travel, or, they don't have the technology to get on a phone or a computer to make, or, call and schedule an appointment, because they are getting a little bit easier to obtain. Now, if you choose not to, of course, that's your own personal choice, and we respect that. But what happened is, we've had all the tier systems, which means at certain points, so many percentage of people could go into stores or restaurants, and those gradually came down. And when the June 15th date came, the governor and the state said, okay, we're going to lessen them even more. The only thing that kind of really remains is kind of a couple of things. People that are serviced, like restaurants and stores, they are still, because of the restrictions with, I think it's OSHA, they are saying, that people that are the business owners and restaurants, they should still wear masks. And now for the general public, it's a personal attestation. Nobody's going to ask you for your vaccination card. You don't have to wear a sticker saying I'm vaccinated, but people are saying, and there's signs on the door saying, please enter with the mask unless you are vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated, it's on your own that you're supposed to go in with the mask. But if you're vaccinated, you can go in without a mask. And if you're not vaccinated, it's recommended and, or encouraged that you wear a mask. So, but again, it's that personal attestation kind of on your honor that you'll try to make yourself safe and the people next to you safe.
Yeah, I started seeing that in a lot of the stores that I went into. I had something to return to Amazon, and I went to Kohl's. And they said, if you were vaccinated, you're not required to wear a mask. So I guess we're coming, quote unquote, hopefully out of that situation where I know in neither one of our lives have we ever experienced something like the last year and a half.
It has been challenging for everyone, from, your families to your businesses, to your kids, to schools. And I'll tell you, I think in one way or another, most people made it work and some people couldn't. But hopefully as the summer comes up and it heats up, and maybe this will go away and not return, because last year we had a resurgence after the summertime. One more thing I want to add, and just like everyone else, the council has been meeting for the last 16 months by Zoom, and we wanted to wait till the June 15th date before we made the decision to come back into open session. So as of last night at our council meeting, we announced that on July 7th, the council will meet in person in council chambers, and the public is invited. Again, we are going to post a sign saying, please enter. If you've been vaccinated, you do not need to wear masks, but if you have not been vaccinated, then please wear a mask. And of course, we encourage people that if you experience any signs of any of the signs of a possible COVID, to not go out in public or enter into places where other people are. But we are going to be in council chambers for that July 7th meeting, and coincidentally, right after that, that's when the council takes its summer break. So after the July 7th meeting, we will be on break, still meeting, still making decisions and interacting with the public, but then we will return on Wednesday, August 18th.
Well, it's an awful lot that we were able to bring across to our community today, Carlos. I can't thank you enough. Next week, hopefully Peggy will be back. It's not my place to want to stay in front of a camera, but it worked out really nice. I think the information you got is important for everyone to know. And what it is the positive information coming from a person who's helping make those decisions on the council. So thank you so much. All
Just
right.
one more thing I'd like to
Oh,
add, and
sure.
that is, we talked about the availability of the COVID vaccination. There are going to be 2 sites that are going to be available here in the near future, and I'll give you those dates. One is Saturday, June 26th, and that's going to be at Vista Real High School, which is at the corner of 8th and Main, and that's the old Water Conservation District. And that's going to be a pop-up vaccination site, again, Saturday, June 26th, and the hours will be from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And I don't
Wonderful.
any restrictions. And then on Wednesday, June 30th, there's going to be another pop-up vaccination site, and that's going to be at the Santa Paula High School from 2 to 6 p.m. So again, that's Wednesday, June 30th at the Santa Paula High School. So again, it's your own personal choice if you want to be vaccinated, but those are 2 opportunities where if you choose you want to get vaccinated, or if you want to inform your friends and family, they can get vaccinated. So we encourage people to make the choice if they'd like.
It's an awful lot going on, and it's something good. And I personally want to thank you for the amount of time and effort that you do put in to try and do the good things for the city. So you take care, and everybody out there, hope you get a good opportunity to see this.
Thank you, Bob, for your time as well.
Well, hi, everybody.